Major Mohammed Ali Shah on the telecast with me. Major Mohammed Ali Shah, it's shocking. If you take a look at the diesel prices, which have increased from 17.20 Pakistani rupees to 280 rupees per litre. Now, this is not just 10% hike, this is not 50% hike, this is not 100% hike, this is like almost 300% hike.
Absolutely, Mega, you know, the current situation in Pakistan is so grim that they have barely enough funds, reserves to last them for 3 weeks. And the government is attempting to increase its revenue in spite of the decades of high inflation of 27% as the country urgently needs to secure an IMF loan. But now the situation is aage khai, piche kuwa. Either way they lose, I would say. Even if they secure an IMF loan, they will lose. If they do not secure, they will still lose. So now what's happening is IMF has put on certain conditions which are very, very tough. For example, they said increase the diesel prices as well, increase the taxes, which will now result in a lack of employment. All the businesses will close down, which means people will lose their jobs, there will be poverty, and as a result, there would be crime in Pakistan. Obviously, when they are suffering, when they are in poverty, if they do not secure the IMF loan, that is the other trajectory I'm telling you about, then again there are going to be civil wars in Pakistan, the way we saw the situation in Sri Lanka, but Sri Lanka had people to bail them out. Who is going to bail out Pakistan? Now, as you rightly brought out, the goods and services tax from 17% to 18% to raise 170 billion Pakistani rupees, that is $639 million in additional revenue by the end of the fiscal year, which means now their taxes apart, they're going to increase the taxes only for daily product, like daily use products. There will be no taxes on that, which means they are in for deep trouble. They are going to sacrifice their men, their countrymen for their own leadership to keep their kursi intact, Mega. And of course, even China, for that matter, is not very happy with the way Shahbaz Sharif's government has been functioning. They've given out technical reasons for why they are closing down their embassy over there, their consulate there. They've given all bunkum. But the bottom line is Pakistan is actually sinking, and there is no one who's going to actually go. It's surprising that China hasn't helped them out. Their friends from the Gulf,
but we understand, like it's quid pro quo for China, and not just quid pro quo. Only when it benefits China will it be supplying funds to a particular nation. Major Mohammed Ali Shah, China closing down its consulate under duress. Its citizens, its projects, its CPEC that it had launched in Pakistan is facing challenge, threat in wake of the TTP putting forth attacks after attacks on the Chinese on these projects. Now, how do we understand the fresh equation that China and Pakistan are facing, or the debilitating impact that the China-Pakistan relations are facing in wake of the terrorist attacks on these projects and citizens?
Well, Mega, the entire $65 billion project, the entire CPEC, which is a network of road, railways, pipelines, ports. Now, Pakistan is connecting, China is helping Pakistan to connect with the Arabian Sea with the entire CPEC. When the CPEC does not take off well, China obviously is not an all-weather friend, it's a fair-weather friend. China will not, in their relationship with Pakistan, was not heartfelt like the way we have with Bangladesh or with Bhutan or with Nepal or with our other friendly neighbors. The relationship between China and Pakistan was just matlab ka. There was a business deal. It was a soda. It wasn't really heartfelt. It wasn't that they would be their friend, they would stand by them. Now, the very fact that Pakistan is in troubled times, they are going to be law and order problems. There are going to be civil wars. There are going to be attacks on, and in fact, Beijing has stated that if Pakistan cannot keep our citizens safe, there's no point in hanging around and loitering around and wasting time. In other words, they've specified this. So China is going to withdraw every single, whatever they have invested. It's an investment. It's not heartfelt. It's not unconditional, Mega. It's all, so we all knew it from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And so when China closes this segment of the embassy, so it is only, but it was much expected. It was coming, Mega.
Okay. Now I understand is there is a blast In a train in Pakistan, there are 3 people who have been reportedly killed. The train was on its way from Quetta to Peshawar. So there is a blast that has taken place. It just has been just days before there was another blast that had taken place in the bordering area of Waziristan. And give me details about Major Mohammed Ali Shah. Again, you know, these repeated attacks that have been taking place on Pakistani police personnel, Pakistani army personnel and the Chinese citizens. So that's the very reason these consulates of the Chinese are being shut down.
Exactly, Megha. You know, the Chinese consulate, when they shut down, they didn't cite the reasons why. They said technical issues. And what technical issues they didn't mention, for how long, indefinite, till further notice, that's about it. So they are obviously concerned for the safety of the citizens because Pakistan is going amok completely. There was a suicide attack in their police lines. There were blasts in their mosque. They were in the military areas. There are people trying to. So this is because this country. So you sow, so you reap. Megha, it's very simple. It's Jasi karni, Jasi bharni. It's all karma. They harbor terrorists. And if you harbor snakes in your background, they will come around, they'll come back and they'll bite you in your backyard. That's exactly what's happening in Pakistan today. They're suffering because they are experts at IT, international terrorism, not information technology, but international terrorism. So when this has happened, and I will not be surprised if this train blast you're talking about, if this was a suicide attack, because these guys are experts at manufacturing suicide bombers. In Quetta, again, there was a suicide bomb blast a few days back. So most certainly when such kind of a thing has happened, here there's a concept of a good Taliban and a bad Taliban. Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan and then Taliban of Afghanistan. So, I mean, this is how ridiculous is that? How can a good Taliban and there can be a bad Taliban?